Bear Tracker Nature Films here, and I'm looking at some sign that is indicated by these branches laying on the ground. How did these otherwise healthy branches break off and end up laying on the ground? Oops. So you note that it actually is broken, and kind of a ragged break too. This wasn't bitten off. See if the camera will focus. Notice how that was not bitten off. That was just broken. And it's got buds on it, so you know that it was going to produce this spring. So look up above where those branches were on the ground and note all the damage to the actual tree that they came from. There's little gouge marks in here, and they're broken off branches. You can tell the breaks where the lighter color is under the bark. Gouges in the bark, and just generally a lot of destruction. So how does this happen to an otherwise healthy tree? Well, this is actually the sign left when a buck rubs its antlers and thrashes in a bush. They do this to, some folks say, help the itching of their antlers when they have velvet on them, but that's one theory. The other theory is that they're doing it to get the scent from their preorbital glands distributed onto their antlers. And also, it's an auditory clue. So if a buck is over here thrashing its antlers about in here, makes a lot of noise. And that attracts the attention of the nearby deer, including other bucks and the does. And so there's some theories that say that it's a dominance display, that they're making as much noise as possible by thrashing their antlers around in here, breaking off branches, and they're not feeding on this, they're simply using it as a way to communicate. And the other theory is, of course, that it distributes the scent onto their antlers, which then they distribute everywhere that they go throughout the forest. So this is a sign to look for, especially in the fall. It is winter now, but this sign persists on the landscape. It's not going to go anywhere until, someone carries off the branches, or maybe the river rises and takes them away. But they're scattered pretty far. So this one is at least 6-7 feet away from that tree, and you can see it came from that tree. It's got the very fresh marks. These aren't perfectly fresh. I mean, these were probably done back in October or November, and right now it's the 1st of February. But you can still see that there's a lot of damage that was done by the action of the buck's antlers just thrashing through this brush. And that action distributed all these branches around where the buck was doing it. So that's something to look for, and it's a sign that will persist on the landscape long after the tracks of the actual deer that did it are gone. Hope you enjoyed.